Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things. Welcome to Halloweek. Alright, today is day number 6 and I usually kind of get a little bit sad at this time because I know it's coming to an end, and I always hate when these week of wreaths do come to an end because I enjoy talking to you all so very much. I've had a comment saying I should do a month of wreaths for Halloween. As much as I would love to do that, that's a lot of work. Maybe one day, we'll see. Today, day number 6 of my Halloweek 2025 series. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made for day number 6 of Halloweek. I'm going to be using some old jeans in 3 different colors and fades. I'm going to also use this witch's hat wired wreath frame that comes from the Dollar Tree. I didn't end up using any of the florals, but I have those as well. 1.5 inch wired ribbon with a pumpkin theme, some coordinating pipe cleaners, and of course my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top part of the wire frame on an angle. So I'm taking some heavy duty wire cutters, just cutting one little part of the frame, and then I'm going to bend it a little bit, and I'm going to use some electrical tape. Now if you don't have electrical tape in your craft supplies, get it because it works awesome. I love it. So I'm just going to cut that into little strips, and then I'm going to wrap that around the ends where I cut the wire, just so I don't scratch myself or I don't scratch the door or anything like that. So I'm just wrapping that around, and I do love using electrical tape because you can stretch it and pull it at the same time as you're wrapping it around. And now I'm just attaching that frame, getting it all nice and secure with that electrical tape. And once that's all wrapped around, I have my frame with the pointed hat on an angle, and I'm totally happy with how that came out. Then I'm just going to start cutting up the jeans, and I'm just taking it apart. I'm just kind of doing a little cut, ripping it apart, cutting it into panels, and I'm not throwing anything away at this point because I'm going to use most of it. And then I'm going to take one of those panels and just lay it where I want it to go, kind of give it a little bit of a seam allowance so I can glue it on the back and then cut that down. And I did do the same thing with the 3 different fades, and here I'm just gluing it together so it doesn't come apart. And I'm just going to place it on there to kind of see where I want everything to be positioned. Once I'm happy with how it's all placed on there, I'm going to start using my hot glue gun, place that on the wire so it's nice and secure. And once that's down, I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm just going to add some more hot glue right at the back there. I'm just recharging my hot glue gun. And then I'm just going to hold that in place, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well, adding some hot glue, wrapping it over, holding it in place, and then I'm going to move down to the next piece of jeans that I'm going to place on there. So like I said, I did use 3 different color fades of this. These are size 34 by 32 jeans, and I did end up using about 3 pairs. Now I had a little bit left over, but if you're looking for how many, that's how many I used today. And then I'm just going to do the same pattern on the top portion. And as I was doing it, I thought, you know what, I better put a little hanger on here before I glue the jeans down. So I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner, twist it around the wire, then I'm going to twist it into a circular shape, and then twist the pipe cleaner onto itself. So then we have a little hanger to hang our beautiful denim witch's hat. And then I just continuing on, gluing on those jeans panels with my hot glue gun, being very careful because what? Hot glue is hot. We don't want any burnt fingers. And then what I'm going to do is take some of the seams. I think these are called seams. I'm not a seamstress, so I don't know. And then I'm just going to braid them. And I want them to lay flat. So I'm just holding it down as I braid this section at the same time, so I know it's going to lay flat. And then once I get to the very end, I'm going to glue all those 3 pieces together with my hot glue gun, position it where I want it on the hat, flip it over on the back side, add some hot glue down there again, and then I'm going to flip it over, hold it in place, and then just add some glue on those end pieces to really wrap it around and get that nice and attached. And once it's all dry, we have our little jean braid all ready, and I think it just adds so much interest to our witch's hat. I love it. Then I'm just going to take the rest of my jeans and start cutting them up into strips. I'm not really measuring anything, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I do take my ruler out at one point, so it's about 8 inches by 1 inches for each strip, just in case you're wondering. And I do that for all the 3 different color jeans that I have. Just cut them in to those strips that are about 1 inch by 8 inches long. I don't really know how many I did. I just started cutting like crazy, and I'm also cutting my 1.5 inch wired ribbon at 10 inches long. And I did about, I think maybe 12 of these. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place 2 over top of each other, fold it in half, cut on an angle on both ends, and that's going to create the beautiful finishing touches of those dovetails for our ribbons. Once I have that all in place, it's time to make my bundles, and you can see here I'm just willy-nilly grabbing my denim colors, placing them on top of each other on a crisscross pattern, grabbing a half pipe cleaner, twisting it around the center, and I've just created my first little bundle. And I just really kind of take a guess, I'm doing anywhere from 10 to 12 pieces of denim plus 1 piece of that ribbon per bundle, crisscrossing it, wrapping that pipe cleaner right around the center, twisting it, and we've made those bundles for about a total of 12 bundles. And then I decided I'm going to cut out one part of the pocket, and I'm going to have some of the leftover ribbon. I'm just going to glue that right down just to add a little accent to our witch's hat, adding that hot glue on there. And of course, I'm trying to be careful not to burn myself. And I just hot glue that on there again for just another little interesting detail to our witch's hat. Now it comes time to attach our bundles onto our frame, and I'm taking the pipe cleaners and I'm just twisting them around the frame, and you can kind of see it is moving back and forth. So what I decided to do was I just put the twist tie right around the wire frame, twisting it a couple of times. And you'll see I'm going to grab that glue gun and I'm going to add a copious amount, yes, a lot of hot glue to keep those in place. And I do the exact same thing on the other side. So the first 3 that I'm adding on the ends there, you can see here, they do move off. So I do add that hot glue on there to make sure they're nice and secure and that they're not going to go anywhere. So I add 3 on each side, make sure it's nice and even just by twisting them around both of those wires, adding the hot glue, letting it dry just a little bit before I move on. And then I'm going to come in and on the top wire, I'm going to add 3 of the bundles right across. And at the bottom wire, I'm going to add 4 of my bundles across. So in total, it's 4, 3, 7, 10. So it's about 13 bundles that I used in total. And then once that's all on there, I'm just going to add more hot glue, let that dry so it's nice and secure, and those bundles aren't going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to add 1 more bundle right at the top, so it's a total of 14 bundles that I made. Add hot glue on there so it's not going to go anywhere like before. Once that's all dry, we can flip it over, and here is our beautiful denim witch's hat all ready for Halloween with our 3 different colors of denim. Those bundles on there that look kind of raggedy, which is cool, and I love how that ribbon just comes alive against our denim. That orange and blue together, really, really, really love that combination, and I hope you do as well. Our beautiful witch's hat hanging on my door in all of its glory for day number 6 of Halloweek. And don't forget, click on that playlist right down below, and that's going to bring you to all the previous episodes so you can binge watch all you want. Thank you so much for joining me today for day number 6 of Halloweek. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.